Hey y'all, this is Moni.
And this is Kat.
Hey Kat. And this is the Fake Ass Book Club. Wait, can we both say it or no?
Welcome back, you guys. It's your girl, Moni.
And this is Kat.
Hey, Kat.
Hey, Moni.
We're back.
We're back. Happy Mother's Day, even though Mother's Day has been over for a couple days now.
Thank you. Happy Mother's Day to you.
Thank you. I hope whatever day this is coming out, you found some ways to celebrate yourself and get it how you live it.
Man. Yeah, I hope so too. I hope so too, friend. So welcome back, you guys. Hopefully all of you moms out there had a happy Mother's Day as well. Got to celebrate with the people you love. You felt celebrated. We talked about it a little bit, the Mother's Day thing, how it can feel a little bit like a lot of, I don't know, like I feel the marketing around it is like, oh yeah, you should be kicking your feet up. And it's just not the reality of, at least in my mothering experience. What about you? I don't know.
I wouldn't describe today as leisurely, no.
Right. And why was that?
There was a lot of running around.
Mm-hmm.
There was a lot of, like I said, it still felt a lot like my regular life, which is just making sure everything's not falling apart. But I will say it does have its merits. Like all this work does pay off, as we can see from all of the pictures I posted today of my enormous son.
Oh my gosh. Well, then I feel like, should we dedicate the episode real quick?
Probably.
I didn't even tell y'all what we talking about because it's fake, so I'm not even gonna bother. All right, we're doing good to be here.
So good. We're recording on Mother's Day.
Okay, if that tells you anything. Okay, and it's late, and so that's how much we care. So that's how hard we go for you. That's how hard we go for our families. And so let's just dedicate this episode, friend. So you guys, hands over your hearts. As always, I'd like to give a special shout out to our patrons. You guys are the best. Thank you so much for your continued support. I also just want to dedicate this to, my mom. Hello? She's half the reason why I'm here. Probably more than half, but just shout out to my mom. Shout out to all the moms. Shout out to just the endless hours of work that people don't even see that you do. All of the worrying, all of the joy too. The whole experience is, it's beautiful and terrifying. And just shout out to everybody enduring the journey of motherhood. What about you, friend?
Yes. Yes, you are very much a testament to all of your mother's work. I of course, to all the mothers, all the ancestors, but especially my grandmother Ruth has been on my mind lately. My great grandmother. So my grandmother that I post all the pictures of doing her hair, her mother. And she's just really been with me. I feel like these past couple weeks, especially with everything I've been witnessing with my son, and just getting a deeper and richer appreciation for my own mom and what it must have been like to have reared a child like me. She'd want me to use the proper grammar. So yeah, but this one's going out to my Granny Ruth. Dedication over, but it's never over.
It's just never over, friend. So welcome back. This feels nice because the last two episodes, we were able to share with our listeners our experience at PopCon Indy and also the Middle Ground Comedy Fest. We had so much fun, you guys, doing those shows. And I'm really glad that we had a chance to share those episodes with you, that the audio wasn't so bad that we couldn't. So hopefully you guys enjoyed those episodes. But I was excited this week to actually talk to you, because I know it was kind of like, do we just throw up some, you know what I mean? old footage and like patch one together. And I'm like, no,
Moni was like, let's strive for excellence. And I was more like, let's
just,
leave that to
give them
Beyonce.
an episode. Yeah, listen, let's be inspired by, we can't always be.
Yes, you were right.
You know,
yes.
we like to try. Yeah, so this feels nice. And so hopefully you guys enjoy a more traditional episode this week. So we were going to talk about, like we've talked about, oh my gosh, Dapper Dan's book a couple of times. We're holding off on that book because we're hoping to have a guest join us for that show. So we're going to put that on hold, and we just decided to do a catch-up episode because with everything going on, I mean, it's weird because I've seen you a bunch and we have talked, but I still feel like we haven't had a chance to really like deep dive into a few things that have been going on. So I want to let you kind of kick it off because I know there was some stuff you wanted to share. I know you kind of mentioned in your dedication about your son and graduation, but I didn't really get to hear like how it went, or you know what I mean, just the whole thing. So I was kind of interested in that. So unless you're opposed to sharing that.
I will let, if a
Okay,
man
well,
has
let's get into
ears, let him hear about my son and his graduation.
How fitting for Mother's Day.
If you have eyes, I've made you look at the pictures, and if you have ears, I've made you listen to it. So yes, I've been very excited. Last weekend my son graduated from the School of Arts and Sciences at IU Bloomington with a bachelor's degree. I'm super proud of him, especially that first year, having to do all of his classes online because of the COVID lockdowns. He didn't even get to have a high school graduation. So this meant so much. So that Friday, have I told you the story of what happened Friday when we went for the senior send-off?
I've heard nothing.
Okay. Well, here's the pamphlet from the senior send-off.
Okay.
And then,
All right.
so
it
that
looks
Friday,
official.
and that's the ceremony where you get to hear his name and see him walk. There's no cap and gown, but because there's just a massive amount of students at this school, the Saturday graduation with the whole school, they're not saying everybody's names. So my mom said, she's like, I'll go to the Friday one, 9 a.m. You can keep the Saturday one at 7 p.m. I was like, cool, sounds good. So we leave 7 a.m. Friday morning. Now, I haven't heard from him since the Thursday before. He called me while I was at work. I was like, hey, let me call you when I get off from work. He was like, cool. Called him. He didn't answer. That happens. It's late. I was like, I'll talk to him in the morning. We, me and my mom hit the road 7 o'clock. I send the text. We're on our way. No response. It's still early. Not too worried. Now, once we get to Bloomington and I haven't heard back from him, I'm solidly worried. I don't know if you've been watching the news, but kids have been getting arrested. Black men have been getting shot forever. So, there's a lot of things running through my head. So, still haven't heard from him. It's almost 9 o'clock. The ceremony starts at 9:30. So, I'm calling. I even called my ex-husband to see if he's heard. Well, I didn't call him. I texted my ex-husband to see if he's heard from him. He was like, nothing. So finally, I called the apartment complex and I'm like, hey, I'm concerned. Can you send somebody up to his room to make sure he's okay? They do. He calls me back about 10 minutes after that and sleepy. He's like, oh, hey. I was like, hey, where are you? He was like, oh, I'm at home. I just woke up. I was like, dude, we're here. And he was like, I thought it wasn't until noon. I was like, no, it's at 9:30. I was like, do you need me to come pick you up? This is so my child. Like, I can't even get mad because, wow, it's like talking to a mirror. So I was like, okay. I was like, yeah, I'm 5 minutes away. I'm going to come get you. I'll drive. He gets in the car. He obviously had his outfit laid out because he was ready to go. So he gets in the car, ready. I'm like, he's like, Mom, I'm so sorry. I'm like, I'm okay. I'm just happy you're alive. Like, seriously. Because I've been making the joke the whole time. I didn't want him to be like Jamal in like a black movie who gets shot the day before graduate. Like on some Ricky shit.
Oh,
yeah. Like, I've been making that joke, but I was like, oh man, no, for real though.
For real.
So yes, he made it. I got him there about 9:45. So of course, ceremony's already started, but they were able to get him in. Because he had pre-registered. I got to hear them call his name. Meemaw got to see it and everything. It was amazing. Crying so hard. You would have laughed so much.
Oh my gosh. No, I don't know if I would have. I might have been crying with you. This week,
okay,
I would have cried with you. For real. Yeah. Because, I was in my fifis a little bit this week. But, no, and because it's like, I mean, like your son is graduating from college, man. Like, that's such a big deal. And, I mean, it's a big deal.
It was.
I would have let you have it. And I might have laughed at you a little bit. I might have been crying too.
It was the combination of my mom and I silently freaking out for a half hour. Because we both had the same thoughts running through our minds, but we're saying nothing.
Nobody's saying anything. I already know. I could just picture your and your
we
mom's
were
face.
So upset. And so, got him.
Pause. I'm glad that your mom got to witness you probably feeling how
so
she
many
has
times.
felt. Like you said, you know what I mean? Just so many times, even though it was probably amplified because it was her grandbaby. But at the same time, it's like, it's
never over.
Yeah, I've been doing this for longer than you. Okay, so mine is worse and I win.
It all worked out. Eventually got the picture, got the video, everything. Like it's so official. So yeah, that was wonderful. It all ended in pancakes, so it couldn't have been that bad. Yeah. So that was wonderful.
Oh
but
God.
The reason why I was thinking so much about my grandma Ruth was because, or my great grandma Ruth, was because I actually had a handkerchief that my grandmother had given me, like even before he was born, like an heirloom of these hearts that were hand stitched onto the handkerchief. And for some reason, I just found that so endearing and just she had such a harder life than I did, but still found time to add beauty to it. You know, and me like actually spilling tears onto it to the point where I'm almost I was almost hyperventilating.
Now that is funny.
There it is.
I mean, because you added the visual of you hyperventilating. I was picturing just, like the tears.
No, I'm like trying not to hiccup. I'm crying now. Like it was overwhelming.
Aww.
But what was even funnier was my mom. She was so irritated with the woman who was sitting behind us. I was so oblivious. You know me, like that person was just scenery. Like I'm not even clocking in.
See, I would have been right there with her, turning around like.
So here's the other thing. Like, as you know, I don't live a life that involves stadiums. So I didn't know you couldn't take your purse in the stadium. Like you have to have those clear bags to get into stadiums. Apparently since 9/11. Like.
It's kind of been a thing for a while. Yeah.
It hasn't been a part of my life. So my mom and I weren't prepared. We had to leave our purses in the car and like
tissues was in there.
But no, I still had my hanky with me, like in the pocket. Like I was prepared, but it was a lot of stuff I just wasn't prepared for, which was the onslaught of emotions. But what was also super funny was like I wish my mom was the type of person who would just say everything that's on her mind, because her thoughts are really funny. But one of the thoughts she was having, she told me later on, was like she did not approve of a lot of the wardrobe that the young ladies had on.
Oh, yes. For graduation.
Because there was a lot of fast walking, and that meant there was a lot of jiggling. And the girls don't wear as many support garments as they used to. But you know what they do that they used to? Were the same size that they were in high school, even though they're graduating from college now and may not be the same size anymore. So there was some of that.
Okay.
For the most part, everyone looked amazing. I have to say there were some great looks, but there were also some things that made my mom very uncomfortable. And they're called breasts, and they were on full display.
Okay. They
Bull.
was jangling.
Bull. But yes, it was beautiful,
Okay.
wonderful. Saturday, I go down there with my daughter. So that's 7 p.m. And of course, that's after a full day of all the things. And then we head down there. I pick him up this time. I'm like, I'm picking you up and getting you there. And we took pictures. I didn't cry as much, but of course I still cried. And it was also the environment, I would describe it as ebullient, because once again, this is a whole crowd of people who didn't get to celebrate this crop of kids for their high school graduation. So it was and you know me, I don't really like stadiums, but since it was just such an environment of celebration, I didn't even feel uncomfortable. It was just so joyous and beautiful and wonderful. And I was just so happy I got to experience that with kind of the young version of my mom. My daughter is so much like my mother. Mm-hmm. They're both so amazingly, like, is prissy the word? Things have to be just so. They're not happy unless things are just so. And it's wonderfully feminine, and it helps keep things at a certain standard. But it can also, you know, it has its charms and its...
Right. There's always the other side of the coin.
Yes, but it's very, very funny
of
because,
course,
like I said, I feel like having my daughter has given me such an insight into my mother.
Well, it sounds like a beautiful event. I mean, I can't even imagine the amount of pride that you feel. You know what I'm saying? Like, just being able to see that. And you even jokingly said at the live show that, you know, you're just super impressed because he was able to do it the first time. Like, let's talk about it. Because for real. That's... And then COVID. Like, you're bringing up that his first year. And what's wild, I forgot about that. Like, there was... one of my nieces, like, was, you know, I don't think she went straight into college, you know, right after, but yeah, like, they didn't go to prom, they didn't have a graduation, they didn't have all these celebrations. So I'm sure all of those families are feeling like, yes, we finally get to, you know, really do the thing. So yeah, I'm just so proud and happy, and it's just wild thinking about seeing him from a little bitty baby till now. And it's beautiful, man. You feel lucky to be
all
able
that
to, like,
in the midst of the Kendrick and Drake beef too. Like,
yeah. Well, before we get into that, I did because this, I don't know. I'm not gonna know how to segue back into this if we go.
Okay.
Right
Did you
want
to talk about Israel and
put a bookmark
Palestine?
in that. Absolutely not. Other than to say, I'm so sorry.
Yeah,
like,
it's rough. Well, I mean, they
for
had
how
a
terrible
cameo
this
in the
is,
graduation
and I
as
feel
well.
pretty-
Because that's been a part of
did
the
they?
narrative of this. Because there were some colleges who canceled their graduations because of the protests.
I've seen walkouts.
Yeah, which is kind of like a dub, because it's like, man, so now, like, you know, you don't get the college one either. Like, cause yeah, it was rough, but there were, I will say, everything stayed nice and peaceful in Bloomington, but they did have like one of those planes with the signs fly over this studio that said "Let Gaza live," which is like, you know, let them live.
I mean, damn. So yeah, okay. So before we I was gonna segue into just being able to see a really cute event this weekend with my niece going to prom, because we were mentioning the prom, and it was
no
just,
COVID for them.
Another event that made me feel old,
or well seasoned, because this was a young lady who was in utero while you were marrying your husband. I remember, because she was making your sister-in-law sick.
Really, really sick. It was, I'd never seen anybody be that sick and pregnant before, actually. But she's so sweet, so beautiful.
That'll keep you down to one, though.
She went with, yeah, that is true, and she did. But she ended up taking another, my niece, her bestest friend cousin. You know what I mean? It was just so cute. They just looked so beautiful, gorgeous. And it was just so nice.
Like,
amazing.
I no notes. Usually there's something I can find, especially my mom. Spending that week with my mom, she had notes for everybody. There was no notes. Like, gorgeous,
They were just so beautiful.
tasteful, polished, moisturized,
Yes.
joyful. I mean, just all the things.
All of the things. So I just wanted to say that before we moved on to,
Yeah.
other things. But yeah, that was really dope. I was
And
glad I got to
grandma
see them.
wasn't, she
Shout out
wasn't
to you guys.
BSing. She wants that photo. Yeah.
Okay. She can. I don't know how I'm supposed to get it to her. She got a
You
phone
print it out and put in a frame.
on a piece
You
of
get
paper.
photo paper, or you can send the photo to CVS. You can take
Take it somewhere. I forgot about that. Okay.
If you send it,
been a
if you
while.
go to CVS and send it to them, they'll print it out for you, and you can just go pick it up.
Well, I'm gonna send it
There
to
you go.
You seem like you know what's going on.
That will also work.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, because that's
Pretty
what I
cute.
gave her
It's pretty
too.
cute.
Like I just printed out the picture, the graduation
Yeah.
pictures
Okay,
of
yeah.
my son, and put it in a little frame.
So sweet.
And boom,
I
that's
love
what you get the
that.
lady who has everything.
That is true. Memories and whatnot. But yeah, what was so cute though about the prom too, though, this is what I was wanting to say, was that, about getting emotional about that stuff like that. My daughter got super emotional about seeing her cousins get all dressed up, which I thought was so sweet. Cause I'm like, what's wrong? Like they left, she was very excited because before we went over there, I had to just lay down. My kitchen was disgusting. My house, we were doing that project. I hate it. Like I hate it. When my house is messy,
I don't like it either.
And I was like, I gotta go lay down for a second. I got cramps. I'm tired. So I was just like, I'm gonna lay down for a little bit before we go over here and watch the girls leave for prom. And she was like, I'm gonna come here and wake you up because I want to go.
She's
wanna
like,
make
I
sure
know how
see
you do.
them and all this. I need to see all this. I was like, all right. So, but yeah, we get there, and after they left, she just got real quiet and like went and sat in my car for a minute, and then came back out. And everybody's like, what's wrong with her? I'm like, I don't know. I said, when she gets ready to tell me though, she'll come over here and say something to me, And so she finally came over by me, so I made her sit down in my lap. I'm like, what's up? And she was like, they just were so beautiful. And I was like looking at her, and I saw the little tears going down her face. I'm like, you're crying? Oh my God. It was so cute. And she was like, yeah, like they just were so beautiful. And I was thinking about that picture you have on your bookshelf with them from when they were little, and they look the same. She was like, they have the same little smiles, Mom. And she was like, they just, like she couldn't believe it. And I just thought, how are you this emotionally intelligent at this age? Like I was not that in tune. Maybe I wasn't. I forgot.
Probably.
Like I just forgot what it felt like to just, I don't know, like to feel that deeply about something, and just, so part of me was proud of her and happy for her that she
she's got
felt
such good
that
taste.
feeling and didn't seem embarrassed or nothing. And she just was like, yeah, like this is beautiful, and my cousins are beautiful, and they used to be little and they're not now, and this isn't lost.
She's got a
on me.
glimpse of her future,
like,
and
this
she's
is
like,
so-
and it's fabulous.
I think yes, she was like, I wanted to go with them. I was
That's
like, I know you
that's
did.
that's how you know it's a good party.
Oh my
Yeah,
God, it was just it just
a
warmed my heart. She's
wonderful,
just so
like
sweet.
time of
so.
year. Like I'm just so coming out of, for one, my winter depression. So for people who think I'm bubbly before, you should see me in the summertime. Like this has been depressed to me.
It's like full
I mean,
effervescence.
just
Okay.
there's just so much happiness everywhere. It's just coming out of my ears. So yeah, I love it. I love it.
It feels good. So, like, are you really for real wanting to talk about the Kendrick Lamar and Drake beef? Like, how
Here's
far
the
into
thing.
it have you gone?
I'm
'Cause-
mostly into it because my daughter's been talking about it so much. Like, she'll be like, oh my God. Because as the weekend was happening, she was like, oh my God, Kendrick released another song already. Like, I was like, what? So she was keeping me up on it. Like, I haven't even really, like, these are like 6-7 minute songs. I haven't been sitting down like in the lab trying to decipher this stuff. I've just been listening to her commentary about it and the read, their breakdowns of it. And actually, there's been a couple other podcasts who've been talking about it too. Shout out Pregame Podcasts. They've been keeping me abreast of it. And they're actually winding down. So I'm gonna miss them. Yeah, they're.
Aw. They've been doing it for a
Oh,
nice little minute.
and official announcement on the podcast. One of my paintings was selected to be displayed at Newfields for the Juneteenth exhibition. So yeah, the opening night for that is June 6th. This is Thursday, 6:00. So yeah, come support. I'm excited. Like there's just so many things that are finally paying off. Like you never know like the time you spend on doing stuff, like especially like your kids. It's like, am I doing the right thing?
I
don't know. Like I'm trying.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, when you see it's like, okay. All right. So yeah, I might need to like buy a lottery ticket or something. I just feel incredibly fortunate and lucky right now. But yeah, the Kendrick, but I will say like I just like Kendrick more. I kind of always felt a way about Drake when he was like saying slick shit about Megan Thee Stallion. I didn't like that.
So before that, everything was sweet.
I mean, I just saw him as an entertainer, and he was entertaining.
Yeah. I mean, so I don't understand so I haven't listened. I think the only song I heard was the Euphoria one. And I think that's the one where I think that was the first one he came out with after. I don't even know who started it. That's what I'm saying. Like, I ain't qualified. This is why I hate talking about hot topics, because bitch, I ain't.
I'll just put it this way.
Like, I don't pay attention to it. I don't know what's happening.
I think Drake accused Kendrick of being a wife beater, and
this was the first thing.
I don't know what the order
of things.
This is what I'm taking from it.
Right. So see, this is what matters. Okay.
And then what I took from the biggest shot he took at Drake was that he's a pedophile, and so and had some bad plastic surgery, and is something of a culture vulture. Which I don't know. There's arguments to be made, but at the same time, like.
I mean, but why are we doing this though? So
to have,
to
get clicks.
Because they need
everybody
clicks.
needs clicks.
Aren't they already? All right,
they need them.
Clicks.
They fuel their posts.
I mean, I'm just trying to figure out what the whole point was.
I think that Kendrick has kind of had a thing. I think even it's been a while. Like I think in the song King Kunta that Kendrick wrote, where he was like, I swear I wouldn't tell, but most of y'all are sharing bars like you got the bottom bunk in a 2-man cell. And he was just kind of like tattling on Drake and be like, you got a lot of ghostwriters and you're not one of us.
Not tattling. I mean, but like, okay. So it's a hierarchy thing of just artistry. Like, I am a better lyricist than you. I actually write my rhymes. Is that kind of like, do authors do that when it's like, oh, this bitch has a ghostwriter and I wrote it up by myself?
I don't know if there's as much like machismo in the literary world as there is in hip hop.
Well, let's start that then. Maybe that's the kind of beast we can start right now.
I've been wanting to start a beef with Bellies and Bullshit. So
yeah, and I always ignore that every time you say it. Yeah.
You what?
I said I always ignore that.
I just feel like it would be good for both of our podcasts for us to start a beef. They recently had on Fly the Creator. We had him on first. Ooh.
Oh wow.
Ooh.
So they're
biting our.
They're copying.
Yeah, they're biting off of our podcast right there. So yeah, come at me, bruh. No. It's so hard because in real life I love them. That's like one of my favorite podcasts. And I know I should just start fronting, man. Like just go full Cat Williams on them. Cause like Breon, he had and Tiffany, I got to meet Tiffany. They put on a like an art pop-up. And I got like a fantastic sweatshirt from the St. Avenue Art by Fitz collab that I got my son for his graduation. And nice. it was a vibe. It was at Proper on Mass Ave. And it was delightful. I got to see Duana.
Oh, I love her. Shout out to
I know. I do too. And it was just such a vibe. So
Well,
yeah,
that's awesome.
but also, what's something shitty I can say?
Kendrick Lamar and
Yeah, we're going back to the fake
we're going
beef.
back to this
So
beef. Well, okay, I'm gonna let you think about that. I think now, okay, it just came to me. I think the beef with Kendrick and Drake was because of wasn't it a J. Cole? Wasn't it like the collaboration of them two on tour or something like that, and them naming? Because there was one. See, I feel dumb talking about this because
So you have to let me know who went on tour with J. Cole.
I think it was Drake and J. Cole, and they had like this song, and then J. Cole said something about the top three, and he was talking about him, Drake, and Kendrick, which is why Kendrick was
You
like,
could
"Bitch,
never,
no,
ever,
I'm
ever.
by myself. I'm not with you hoes." Yeah.
What?
Okay, get on my level. What?
I mean,
And,
points were. I mean, that's a point. I mean,
Yeah, so I think that's kind of where it started. And then he retracted his whatever. So then I think J. Cole said something like in a song, which I did not hear. And he ends up going back on the internet saying, "Nah, I didn't want to do that." Like,
I'm trying to, but okay. And then I heard like one of Drake's bodyguards got shot.
recently?
That's what I had heard.
Oh no, see, we're the wrong. I just feel like y'all can't come here for this. This is not
List. We're too ladies.
I don't know enough about this. I know, but see, that's the thing.
But
I
I
want,
had.
like, that's the thing. If I'm gonna talk about
Okay,
this, I want
I'll
to have
see
a
it.
look
But like
it
I
up
said,
and like know
I can
something
always
about
take it
'Cause I'm
out.
just
Whenever
like,
I say
don't
something
fucking
wrong, I
know.
just take it out later when I'm editing. I say wrong stuff all the time, and when because a lot of times I'm like, "Is that right?"
Well, there's no wrong.
And then I'll just take it right on
And it's
out. It
gone
never
now.
happened. That's why I like editing. I feel so powerful.
Drake. Yeah, I'm not even about to look at this.
I'm gonna Google Drake bodyguard roped into battery cake. Okay, Drake bodyguard. Security got shot. Okay, here it is. It's the BBC, which it's not the Pornhub turn. This is for the British Broadcasting Company. I'm just saying, because for a lot of the kids, they don't know. They're like, BBC.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
Security got
Okay. It's like what's
Security
that?
guard shot at Drake's Toronto home amid beef with Kendrick Lamar. Toronto police have said a security guard was shot overnight outside the home of Canadian rapper Drake. It's 2 o'clock EDT, 6 o'clock GMT on Tuesday before fleeing the scene. It remains unclear if Drake was at home during the incident. Okay, and they said it's too early in the investigation to speak about a motive. So there.
He didn't die, did he?
They just said he was shot, so I don't think he's dead. Yeah, it is very messed up. I'm not trying to get
They
shot
would
on the
probably said it,
job.
but that's messed up though. And I promise you, come on. It's just, I mean, when it gets to that point, like that's the other thing too, because like I do think some good music, especially for hardcore rap fans and stuff like that. I think people who really enjoy Drake and or Kendrick Lamar and whomever else got wrapped up in this whole situation probably are, like it can be fun, right? Like it can be like, yo, what are they gonna say now? Like, you can get some good music and stuff out of it. That's like the best of it, but the worst of it would definitely be people, being shot and violence and death and all that kind of stuff. And, we grew up in an era where that was a thing where, sort of that beef that was happening in the rap game or in the community, whatever, it turned deadly. Like people were actually losing their lives. And so it's like, it's
After Moni's wise words, I've decided to retract my beef with Bellies and bullshit. She's right. It's time to come together. It's time to heal as a nation.
You don't want it to lead to death.
As a podcast nation. So I want to extend the olive branch because they've never been on our show.
As a podcast nation,
and we've never been on their show.
No, not yet.
We do.
We haven't. We've got some work to do. It's something to look forward to. I mean, I would love to do that, but
It does. Oh, and also I never got a chance to officially thank you for calling in your Super Bowl bet live at the Middle Ground Comedy Festival. I actually went back and listened to like a live where you talked about it. So you had like laid it out and everything. I just like wiped that from my memory. So I was like, oh yeah, she did say that exactly, like to the T, what she was gonna do, and it happened. And yeah,
I try to be a lady of my word. It was just so nice because I know you thought I had forgotten about it because it just had been so long. Why would I
even think about
had forgotten? Well, there you have it. That's even better. Even better. So it just worked out. It was just, I mean, honestly, and then it was like, oh, Dion's gonna be here? You mean to tell me, like, she has to read the book that she hated the most from the person who recommended it before his eyes in front of people? Like, this
man,
this is the kind of stuff my dreams are made of. I love this so much. It was awesome. My brother even called to tell me, shout out to you, Romel.
I'm happy that it made you happy.
I'm glad you enjoyed that.
If I'm making you laugh, it's a win. Yeah.
Oh my God, it was so great. It was so great. And the way you read it was
chef's kiss.
I mean, yes, and the way that Dion enjoyed you reading it, the whole thing, honestly, it just...
Well, I would say he described me as reading it like a crackhead, so I'm not sure he enjoyed it.
No.
Okay.
No. I think he loved it. He laughed a lot, so I
he did.
Yeah. I tend to think
there was a lot of ha-has that weekend. Shout out to Gwen Sunkel, who's also her comedy album, Two Person Job, debuted at #1 over Weird Al Yankovic.
Really?
So
Let's
flex
go.
on him, Gwen. Yes, it was a fantastic. Gwen, Cam, Carrie, Dustin, everybody who made the festival pop, Aaron at the bar, like everybody was fantastic. It was so much fun.
And Casey. I know.
And Kate. Oh, thank you for saying Casey, because man, I feel like it would have been more of a disaster. It would have been an actual disaster without Casey.
The calm professionalism and just the vibes too. Casey is a fave.
And the vibes, yeah. Very looking forward to working with them again.
Oh my gosh, me too.
And then the PopCon, because we never really got a chance to do recon from PopCon.
No, we didn't. What did you?
So I was gonna ask you, because I've been to a nerd fest before. So do you see yourself going to another nerd fest?
I mean, I go with you again, but I don't see myself just going to a nerd fest for no reason.
Well, I had mentioned it could be like a fun birthday outing, like for kids.
It costs too much. I ain't doing that.
I mean, all kids like birthday stuff costs too much.
Right, but at least I don't have to, you know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't necessarily just go to PopCon, so.
Well, for people who ride hard for it, like getting a like hotel, like during like these sort of cons and stuff like that, and really taking your time with it, doing the cosplay. I would like to, again, just mention X-Men 97. It was my dedication for the PopCon episode. Oh, it's just ramped up. It is so freaking good.
Really?
I'm just going to say, Magneto was right.
Man, see, I can imagine he is.
It's just been so freaking good. And so I showed you the comic book that one of the storylines has been taken from.
Oh, yeah.
This past weekend. And when I tell you, it has just been...
Just so good.
There's so many things that I can tell that they're foreshadowing, and I can't wait to see it.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Well, what else have you been watching?
I've been watching Young Sheldon.
Okay. Classic.
That is one of my favorite sitcoms. It's a prequel to Big Bang Theory. And I just love the Young Sheldon character. I'm not a genius, but I do know what it feels like to be sort of the oddball and weirdo in your family and school, and just his a lot of his sensory issue things, especially around food. It's just a deeply relatable. I never expected to relate so much to a small white child.
It's like, he is me, I am him.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's like me, Sheldon, same. Okay. So, yeah, I've been watching that. What about you? What you been watching?
Well, you had mentioned Neil Brennan's
Crazy Good.
I did watch it.
Yay! What did you
It
think?
was good. It was crazy good.
Oh, good. It was crazy good. He has such wonderful observations, especially about the male-female interaction experience.
Yeah, that was good. I really liked it.
I really liked his bit about Tiger Woods, too, where he was like, if it's not golfing or fucking,
his voice.
I'm doing it. He's really, really good at his
Yeah,
job.
he is. Yeah, like I actually really enjoyed it. I probably will watch it again because toward the end I fell asleep, and then only because it was late and I was laying in my bed when I watched it.
Sure.
But I think I'd give it another watch just to make sure I didn't miss anything because I was kind of tired.
Oh, and when it comes to stand-up, I feel like good stand-up can take multiple passes for sure. I know I'm going to listen to Gwen Sunkel's two-person job again.
Shut up.
Yeah. I will not.
Well, shit, maybe I didn't check it
Yeah,
out.
I've already listened to it. Very funny. And yeah, I wouldn't mind listening to it again.
I like it. Yeah, so that, and then what else have I watched? Oh, you know what? I've been watching Abbott Elementary with the kids. We have been super enjoying that show. It is so good. It's just so
Did you know she just got like her doctorate too?
Quinta? Oh my gosh.
Like I saw a thing on Instagram. Let me get the right story because I know you don't like misinformation.
Yeah.
But like they were saying something about how like she got her doctorate and a Grammy in the same year.
What?
Yeah.
Not like I feel like that's impossible,
Mama's
but that
been-
seems like a lot of work all at once. Okay.
I mean, she ain't got no
Good.
kids though.
It's still a lot of work, but yeah, it's true. It's
It
just,
is.
yeah,
It
it's
is.
definitely. All right, let's take a break. We'll be right back. Well, we're back, you guys. Welcome back from the break. That was eventful. Before we go, we did want to go ahead and spin the wheel.
We're spinning the wheel.
Yeah.
Well, then spin it.
Spin it. All right. The Met Gala. Yay.
Woo! We are going to have ourselves a fashion summer. I'm calling it now. And I've been wanting an excuse to go through outfits from the Met Gala. To me, it's just like the royal ball.
I'm so excited. Yes, I haven't, like, I've been avoiding the whole little photo outlet thing because I'm like, I need time to sit and like enjoy this. I had like a super busy week at work. I didn't get a chance to sit down, and in my free time, I had forgotten about it. So you mentioned it, and I'm like, that would be the perfect thing to talk about. It's a nice palette cleanser, something fun, and just.
Do you want to dress up?
I don't want to make any promises. Do I want to dress up? Yes. Will I actually?
I kind of want to wear a ball gown.
Meh. Really? I don't think I have a ball gown. But, you know, I mean, from the waist up, I
Between
can
now
look
and
like I
then.
know. I look like I've got one. I mean, I can get something that looks ball gown adjacent, probably.
I kind of want to, because I think we're gonna record Tuesday. I think I can make it to your house and record in person.
What?
And I might have on a ball gown.
Wow. You heard it
And the
here
Pacers are
first.
going to be playing.
Yes, I don't care. No,
They're going to be playing and hopefully defeating the New York Knicks.
What's at stake?
The Eastern Conference Championship.
Ooh, we're at that point. This is the Eastern
Yes.
one. Okay, all right.
Yes.
Dang.
It might be the semi. I don't know exactly how deep we are into it,
Okay.
but yes,
It's getting
they are
close.
scrapping it out to be the best in the East so we can beat the best in the West. And the Pacers can take it all this year. They're apparently very good this year.
Really?
They beat the Knicks today by like 32 points in New York.
Damn. I thought the Knicks always got beat, though. Isn't that like a tradition? I mean, I
pretty
don't know
good
nothing
at it.
about sports, but I know that. I hear that. Is it, y'all can let me know if that's cap. I don't know.
To be fair, so do the Pacers a lot.
They lose a lot?
So, I mean, we haven't like won a championship in my living memory.
Damn. Really? The Pacers have never won?
Not the
big
like
thing?
whole thing.
Okay, and the Knicks have.
Like
though.
I said, not recently.
Okay. Yeah, see, I have no idea. It's the Drake beef, don't know. Basketball, don't know. Okay.
See, you could I think Drake's a basketball
idea.
fan. He could probably tell you.
I don't think.
You
Nah,
want to talk to Drake?
I mean-
he wants to talk to you. Hold on, he's right here.
Actually,
Drake.
Drake seems like I remember his appearance on SNL, and I remember really being pleasantly surprised. I was like, "Wow, he did really good." He seems, I mean, I forgot he used to
he
act
got his
and all
start
that.
as an actor. He was a child actor. Like
Forgot about that.
to me, he's a very entertaining fellow. I think.
Fellow, he is.
I just feel like I'm giving it to Kendrick because I think he just made some more relevant points about more important issues.
That part. I mean, it's right, obviously.
And just in general, for men,
Uh-oh, here she goes.
Really
Oh, this is how we're
anyone.
ending this.
you just leave yourself very vulnerable when you have botched plastic surgery. I'll put it that way.
What? Okay, we never even got into what botched. He had actual botched plastic surgery, friend.
Who? Mr. Drake?
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Botched?
I mean,
You
from
saw
what people
it?
were saying, listen, from
The-
Kendrick and Meg the Stallion talking about it, it doesn't look great.
What did he get done?
Like I said, I haven't seen the man's body. I don't know. Like,
Yes,
but
you
apparently
did, because
he
we
had
talked
like
about part of it on the show.
he had lipo and etching done. Like, so the thing to make it look like you have abs even when you don't.
Mhm.
And not surprisingly, it doesn't look good. Like, you probably would have looked better just having a dad bod. Like, you'd still get hoes, you're Drake. So, you know it's bad when Rick Ross is talking about your physique. Like, come on.
Well, I don't know that he sits in a seat where that is something that I can even take seriously.
I mean, but at least with Rick Ross, he didn't pay for it.
Yeah, it doesn't make it any better. Still, you
It
still
does,
probably need
actually.
you probably still need to hush. Is all I'm saying.
Yeah, it went.
need to
It
sit
just
down.
sounds like I feel like Meg the Stallion in her diss record said,
She can talk
yeah,
about it.
because she
Now,
was
she
like,
can talk
yeah,
about it. I will listen to
she's-
Meg critique
I think she said
somebody
niggas talk about
else's.
BBLs, but we walk around with the same scars, real curvy, no etching. Hoes fight to get in my section. Yeah. So
Boom.
yeah, and also I'm talking about plastic surgery. He has been kind of weird around very young girls. Like, that part is pretty legit.
What did he do
He
around
was
that?
texting that one girl from Stranger Things.
Millie Bobby Brown.
Yes.
He was texting her like, "I want to get with you."
No, but like I said, there's really no reason for a grown man to be texting a 14-year-old. Like, just
She was 14.
yeah, she's very.
Cause I'm gonna say she grown now. You talking about when she
She
was
had like
a
got
kid,
some award,
kid.
and she was like,
Mhm.
"I just wanted to thank Drake. He just be calling me and encouraging me and stuff." And yeah, it wasn't a good look.
What?
Where it's like, and of course she doesn't see a problem with it. She's like, "Oh, what a nice concerned adult."
Right. It's like no. Well, and now, okay. Well, that's messed up if that happened. I hope I mean, if he has botched surgery, that's
It's
never a
not.
good thing.
I would just say, just be comfortable being you. Like, if you're already like a excessively wealthy, talented entertainer, like, if you have some love handles, just, make a song about Muffin Top.
Man, and make it sexy.
Bring it back.
man.
Listen, there's somebody who'll love
Yeah.
it. Because you know why?
Why?
Your body belongs to you.
Classic.
So find somebody who wants to take care of it.
Okay, or jump up on it, or do something with it.
If you really want it.
Yeah.
All you gotta do is
Get up on it.
get up on
That's it. That's all you gotta do.
That's it.
Well, I'm gonna tell you what, friend. I appreciate this today because I'll promise you, I was just grumpy a little bit.
I thought about giving up.
I didn't
but I'm glad we
have
did
enough
it.
calories.
There were so many things that were like, you know what? I should just give up.
I should just give up, and I didn't. And a lot of that has to do with you, so I'm thankful for you. And thanks for being here for another fun episode of the Fab Podcast. I definitely want to thank you guys for joining us again, and hopefully you join us next week. And let's talk about fashion, guys. Let's get into it. I'm excited. I wish y'all could see Kat. She's doing a little dance. If you're watching YouTube, it's pretty cute. It's pretty cute. All right, guys. Well, with that, I'm slap happy at this point. I don't even have coherent thoughts, and I'm probably slurring. And good day. good evening, and see you next time. Bye.
Before we go, we must give thanks
Thank you
to Urban Nerd for providing our music, and legal services were handled by Trezanae M. Atkins. If you like what you heard, please feel free to join us every Wednesday for another fake-ass book club. Cheers.
Thank you guys for listening. You can check us out at thefabpodcast.com. Please subscribe, rate, and review our podcast wherever you're listening right now. We want to hear from you. Come put it in our life. Thanks again, and until next time, peace, love, and the Fake Ass Book Club. We out.